Beautiful ball fake and the pass.
And it's saved. 3 seconds left. Here's Van Exel. This is for the win. He got it.
Van Exel with the ball on left to right hand. He comes smiling back. He's got a bag of tricks, doesn't he?
Welcome back to Nick Van Exel's Greatest Games, where we go back in time and relive Nick's finest games of his career. In today's episode, we travel back in time to November the 1st, 2001 to watch the Denver Nuggets face the Milwaukee Bucks. Played in Colorado's Pepsi Center, Nick would explode for an equal career-high 44 points against good friend Sam Cassell. Nick lit the first half alight with 31 points, including a 17-point first quarter. Sit back and enjoy as we take you back in time here on Van Exel TV.
Pepsi Center, very good to the Nuggets a year ago. The fans filing in, hoping for another successful home season, as tonight the Nuggets open up the 2001-2002 home slate against the very talented Milwaukee Bucks. The Nuggets and Milwaukee Bucks, they should know each other pretty well. They played twice during the preseason. The Bucks won both encounters. The Nuggets have won 3 straight against Milwaukee here, and overall 25-5 against the Bucks in Denver. And think about the days that the Bucks had one Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and some of the other good teams they've had. That shows a very strong mark for Denver against Milwaukee all time. Milwaukee a couple of nights ago won in Utah against the Jazz in overtime. So they had an impressive debut. In fact, they didn't miss a shot in overtime. They were 7 of 7. Let's pick up more of our pregame festivities. Jim Candy, the public address announcer here at Pepsi Center.
Your head coach is Dan Issel. Assistant coaches Mike Evans, Louis Dampier, Kim Hughes, John McLeod, and Jared O'Connor. The athletic trainer is Jim Gillen. Assistant athletic trainer Eric Phillips. Strength and conditioning coach Steve Hess. And now let's meet the reserves for your Nuggets. Guard number 32, Ryan Boyle. Forward number 25, Sendon Hamilton. Guard number 6, Avery Johnson. Guard number 5, Bashawn Leonard. Forward number 21, George McLeod. Guard number 34, Isaiah Ryder. And center number 36, Shondell Scott. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for your Denver Nuggets. Starting at guard from Cincinnati, number 31, Nick Van Exel. At guard from Xavier, number 41, James Posey. At center from Kansas, number 45, Eric Lofrance. At forward from San Jose State, number 9, Tarek Abdul-Wahid. And starting at forward from North Carolina, number ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court and Nuggets forward George McLeod.
We'd like to thank everybody for coming out. On September 11th, we were hit with terrorism that affected all of us. And although this is just a game that it's our job, we want you guys to really support what we're trying to do out here. We're going to try to give you guys a lot to cheer about this year. And on the behalf of the Milwaukee Bucks and the Nuggets, thank you for coming out. Enjoy the game.
Nuggets in attendance, including my partner Scott Hastings. George Karl, 4 seasons as the Bucks head coach, and last year they went 52-30 in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're more talented this year because they've added Anthony Mason. He's a free agent signee, and he had a nice opening ball game. Sam Cassell and Ray Allen, that's outstanding backcourt. Sam Cassell and Nick Van Exel, very close friends. There's the horse. 16-9 the Nuggets are in home openers since joining the NBA back in 1976, and of course Dan was a part of that first team. And in the front court, Tariq Abdul-Wahid, he was terrific in the opener. Rafe LaFrentz and Scott Williams, 12 points, 15 rebounds for him against Phoenix. Nick Van Exel and James Posey in the backcourt. So we're set to go. The Nuggets in white and the Milwaukee Bucks in maroon. And speaking of Lions, Rocky is ready to go.
With a brand new contract.
With a brand new contract. Everybody's got a new contract. Joe DeRosa, Don Vaden, and Courtney Kirkland will work this game. Joe Przybilla will jump up against Rafe LaFrentz. The Nuggets control the tap. Well, Nick always gets up for Sam Cassell. They're great friends, and he always gets up to play against George Karl.
Blocking out Anthony Mason is like backing up to a Mack truck and seeing if you can move it. You know, the rumor is the strongest man competitions are going to just try to lift Anthony Mason.
Remember when Anthony Mason played here? Short time. There's James Posey, had a foot on the line. It's a long 2.
Nice ball movement, open jump shot.
Nuggets in the first half executed in the half court. Not as good in the second half against Phoenix. Shot clock down to 8. They had trouble scoring in the preseason. Nick for 3. The head was open underneath. Nick didn't see him. 5 to shoot it, and a whistle as Van Exel hits. That won't count.
Defensive 3 seconds.
Defensive 3 seconds. That's an automatic tee. Again, if you're just getting used to the new rules, so are we. It's game 2 on the season, but no more warnings on the defensive 3 seconds because you can play any defense you want, but you can't stay in the lane for more than 3 seconds if your man's not there.
Yeah, and Anthony Mason was down in the
took
middle.
4 the other night. And the Nuggets come away with it. James Posey. Nick open 3 with time, and he buries it. His second triple of the game. He had 27 in the opener, and he was 3 of 6 from downtown. Denver within 2.
But as cold as Denver starts, they're in this game. 2-point game. Stuck with it, moving the ball. Great steal once again by Posey.
Here's Cassell, mid-range jumper. He leaves it short. Good rebound. Tariq, good outlet. Here comes Van Exel. Tie basketball game. Nick's got 9 of the Nuggets 13, and Denver's on a 9-1 blitz.
Posey over there getting the crowd, the rest of the team going. It started with a little defense, and you see the attitude pick up a little bit.
Good team defense by the Nuggets. Wahed thought he got all basketball. Don Vaden disagrees.
I like this play with Nick Van Exel. He's not going to get you a lot of rebounds. You see him go to the shooter, and he's fading. Wahed just gets it, outlets it, and then watch him. He's going to cut in front of Cassell, which just cuts the angle down, and Sam cannot do anything with the layup. But
Thomas flashes in the lane, and bodies go down. Here comes Van Exel. He's got Posey if he needs him. Nick up and in, count the basket. How good was that?
Denver took it to Phoenix Tuesday by getting out and running. Missed shot, and they went. Smart man once said you don't run many fast breaks when you're always taking the basketball out of the basket. That is a true statement. Nice job of using that body.
Number 36, Chanel Scott.
Now a chance to put an extra one on the tally board.
Scott Williams goes out. Big Shawnell Scott comes in. He played pretty well in the opener. Had a couple of points and 4 rebounds in 6 minutes.
3 of those rebounds, I believe, offensive.
They were. Nick has a dozen. 22-19, the Nuggets leading by 3, 2:58 remaining in quarter number 1. Tonight's scouting report brought to you by Pizza Hut. We asked Nick Van Exel to assess his close friend Sam Cassell.
Sam is very tricky. You know, he's not quick, not fast. 15 and in, you can count. You know, you can get a hand in his face. You can do whatever you want. You want to try to make both of those guys, Stephon, Sam, Allen, you want to make all those guys play defense also. Then that'll sort of distract their offensive game. But guys like that, you know, you just hope they're having off nights.
And really one of the keys is Nick shoots the tee for the Nuggets tonight. Scott, you can't have the big 3 accumulate 85 points as they did against Utah the other night. You got to slow at least one of them down.
Yeah, you hope to slow at least one of them down. It reminds me of the big 3 they used to have up in Seattle, when Chambers was there, the X-Man was there, and Ellis was there. All 3 of those guys were plus 20 points, and that's what you tried to do.
Nuggets had a big 3 here, Dan Issel being one. Alex Kiki.
Number 10, Sam Cassell, personal foul number 1.
Denver, remember, started at 8-16. You saw that little graphic right there. They started off 0 for 4, at least 0 for 4. So they've actually 8 of their last 12 they have made.
They're into it now. Nuggets by 4, 23-19. Shawnell Scott. And now Nick under duress, but fouled by Cassell. And now Sam has bought his second, and that'll get George Karl in all probability scrambling for a backup point.
That was a little summer basketball right there. You know what I like to do. Little one-on-one, waves off. When he waves off the pick and roll, and then just takes Cassell one-on-one. What's a good shooter? I'll tell you what a scorer does, and Nick did that. I'm not sure whether Cassell got arm or not. Looked like he got a little basketball. But good shooters, when they go one-on-one, learn to fall and push that body into the defender. And Nick is a scorer.
He's an extraordinary scorer when he wants to. 14 points. You know, some nights Nick will pick his spots and wait until late in the basketball game, try to spend the first 3 quarters getting everybody else involved. Not tonight. They've needed him early, and the Nuggets lead by 6. Ray Allen to Rafer Alston, who steps in at the point. Rafer misses, and the rebound by Shawnell Scott is knocked out of bounds. Denver basketball.
Well, Allen's in the game. Thomas is one of those great 6 men type of players, but really the weakness of Milwaukee is their bench. This is an opportunity with 2:20 to go and a 6-point lead to maybe add on that.
And Avery Johnson will come in next whistle, but not necessarily for Nick. Dan likes to play them together. He did so quite a bit in the preseason. Nick against Alston. Well, you can tell that as soon as it left its hand, it was down.
You can see.
So the Nuggets, after the very poor start, finished very strong. They produced 33 points in the opening quarter, and they lead the Bucks by 6. Isaiah Rider, Avery Johnson, Scott Williams, Shawnell Scott, and Nick the Quick. And Nick step away 3. It works. Nobody else involved, but a lot of times that's okay when 31 has the rock.
31 has 21. Really, the only thing Denver offensively has had going consistently.
Good block. Here's the outlet. 3-on-2. Pull up 3. Nick. Put that in the book. And he'll pose for a moment.
George Karl's going to take a timeout.
George Karl was saying before the game, he said, the one thing that always scares you about the Nuggets is Nick Van Exel can be explosive. And he's got TNT in his game right now. 24 for Nick the Quick. Denver by 10.
offense gone? We'll check in with that, and also our own Keith Bly, our Bronco man, will take a deeper look at the latest rumors around the NFL and the Broncos and their so-called dirty offense and defense with the chop blocking. We'll check all that out right after the game on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. Scott, Drew?
All right, Sandy, thanks. Ryder 3-ball. He knocks it down. And the Nuggets have opened up a 13-point lead on Milwaukee.
Rebound by Nick.
He's got 5 of those.
Sometimes you can try something, you see a mismatch, and you wear yourself out on it.
Nick showing off the whole repertoire. 26 for Van Exel.
They're trying to post up Ryder on Cassell. Nick said, you know what, I can't get it in there. Cassell's pushing Ryder off the block, just goes one-on-one.
And a turnover. Here's Wahed with the basketball. Nick pull up 3. He's unconscious. Are you kidding me?
9 of 13 from the field. 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 29 points. And Nick has just been on fire. He's missed his last 2 shots. But before that, he has just been special. It's taken Ray Allen. Watch the steal. Defense been pretty good by Denver. Transition defense a little sluggish, but you know you've got it rolling when you pull up. You pull up and shoot a 3 on the break. You've got something going.
Nuggets will hold on, but first a timeout. 2:49 to go in the first half. Nick Van Exel has carried Denver in the first half. 29 points. He has 5 from downtown. Denver by 11.
And after 6 years of waiting to get into the NBA and looking forward to playing in some of the larger media markets, our very first NBA game was against the Indiana Pacers.
Posey fires a long 2, and he beats the shot clock. Of course, it was Indiana's first NBA game. And Van Exel will hold on. Didn't want to shoot too early. Nick up and in with a second to go. It is fitting that number 31 would finish the first half with an acrobatic layup. 31 points for Van Exel. The Nuggets lead it by 14 at the break. When we come back, Tim Ring will be in the studio with scores and highlights from around the league. But first, let's go to the Fox Network Center for a look at what's ahead on the National Sports Report coming up at 10:30.
Coming up on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. All right, back out to Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings. And guys, you know, when you grow up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I imagine the blood gets pumping a little bit when you see Bucks on the opposing jersey. Nicky Van Exel putting on a show tonight.
Well, Timmy, certainly is. There's a couple other things that get Nick going, and that is George Karl and his good buddy Sam Cassell. He has almost half the Nuggets' points.
Well, he always plays well. We've seen it for the last couple of years. When you bring in a top point guard, Sam Cassell, obviously one. Nick was lighting it up from everywhere. Outside, inside. He didn't miss many. He missed one late, a 3. Talked to Ron Smith at halftime, and he said they made him shoot that because he was rolling. Here's what he did in Phoenix the other night. You can see a lot of perimeter shots. Most of his misses, at least 4 of them, right inside. But inside, he's doing it from the 3-point line. He's doing it from inside, making layups. You see a lot of wide in the lane. That means there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the second half for other players on the outside.
Nick Van Exel, 31 in that first half. The Nuggets with a comfortable lead through 24 minutes.
Well, one thing that Denver cannot go back into habit-wise is standing around on the offensive end. It's what they did the second half against Phoenix and let them back in the basketball game.
Nick under duress, not a good shot unless maybe you're number 31. He had to get it off though. The shot clock was winding down.
And now those 4 fouls on Ray Allen paying dividends because Posey's going to get him on the other end. Let's call those paybacks. Watch Nick. The shot clock is going down, Drew, and you're right. He was just stuck in this position. Steps back and hits the shot with a hand in his face. Maybe you can't expect him to get 60. I don't know.
We've seen him enough. This game's kind of strange, Scott. Nuggets by 11, but pretty quiet in here. They'll get up again for a Van Exel shot. 35 for Van Exel.
And he's complaining to the official. He wanted a foul, going to the basket. Was tripped up a little bit. Rafe wanted one the same way the play before.
Allen from even further outside. It's ridiculous.
Tell you what, I don't know if one's out yet, but when the Ray Allen How to Shoot video comes out,
I'm buying it.
You got to buy it. You might want to buy the Nick Van Exel How to Score video too. Two pretty good videos being displayed tonight.
Maybe if you buy one, you get the other. Posey, he's hit that shot 3 times, curling off the down screen.
And I said it, running right now. Got the rebound. And Posey actually telling Nick, I got it, I'll bring it up. And they're going to walk it up the field, up the floor.
And now they'll isolate. Well, Posey gives it up because they still have not looked to take Ray Allen. Step away jumper by Nick. 13 of 20. That's 65%. The numbers on Van Exel.
And Cassell's complaining that he got a little push off by Nick on the step back. Both teams kind of in a half-court kind of game as we speak.
Thomas' shot a little flat. Nick's also went up and grabbed 6 rebounds tonight.
Well, they're going to stick with the hot hand. Anything you run right now, it looks like you want to try to run it towards Nick.
Nick flashes open. Thomas now has him. If this goes, oh man, are you kidding me?
Man,
that thing almost banked off the roof.
Scott Williams is telling the crowd to get up, and he's right. The Nuggets are putting on a show right now, and these fans are sitting on their hands.
Nick has 7 rebounds, 37 points. I shorted him 2. He's got 39.
He about broke Sam Cassell's ankle. No.
I thought it was going to touch the shot clock and drop through. That would have been fitting.
I tell you what, you expect him to shoot it because he's so hot, but he needs to take Tim Thomas to the hole.
Timeout. Nick Van Exel leading the Nuggets 75-61. Nuggets leading by 14 behind 39 from Nick Van Exel. And how has he matched up with his good friend Sam Cassell? Well, Cassell has 9. That's nothing to be embarrassed about because it's still 5:50 to go in the third quarter. But Nick Van Exel is in another world tonight. Ray Allen. That's his first miss of the game. And that was pretty close from 70 feet. Ray Allen keeping Milwaukee in contact with the Nuggets, and Nick Van Exel has been absolutely sensational. 31 at the half, he added 8 in the third quarter, 39 points for Nick the Quick. Van Exel leading the Nuggets with 39. The Nuggets have shot 51%. Milwaukee not bad, obviously, at 48%. And it's anybody's game with 9:42 to go in the fourth.
Denver runs a lot of pick and rolls in their offense, but they don't get much out of it.
That's a pretty good looking play offensively by James Posey. Take it to the rack when in doubt.
We said that in the first half. Remember, Denver started off slow, missed their first 4 shots. It was Wahed that went to the basket. That time, James Posey.
Nuggets double Mason. Uh-oh, they leave the wrong guy. Ray Allen, 8 of 8. He's tied the basketball game at 92. I mean, I don't care how good a shooter you are. Are you going to go 8 of 8 in a game from 3-point range?
Well, like I said, before, I've said it this third time this game. This is the best shooter in the NBA.
And that's one of the better scorers in the NBA. 3-point opportunity for Nick the Quick. He's got 41. His career high is 44.
What we ought to do right now is take 8 players, 4 from Milwaukee, 4 from Denver, and set him down in the middle of the court and let Ray Allen and Nick just go at it. Ray is an unbelievable shooter, and as you said, Drew, Nick, I just score. Great play, Fallon Robinson, chance to go back up by 3.
Nick with his first blemish tonight. Now the clock already down to 9. Screen and roll with McLeod.
To it, they just switch on the pick and roll.
Now it's got to go up. Nick beats the horn. Denver back on top, 101-99. He's tied his career high with 44. As the buzzer was sounding, Nick drains a long 3.
Say he's been at least over 40% of the offense now. Shot clock you can see right up here. 2, 1. Nick pumped up, feels good about it. Nice little penetration. And really, you want to be honest with you, Nick's missed a couple shots before that one, but really the first one he had time to gather, get his legs up underneath him and shoot the shot.
You know, before that shot, he'd missed 7 of his prior 8 shots. But late in the game, we've said it a million times, it's Nick Van Exel time.
You don't want to waste a career high. He's tied a career high. See what he's done in the second half, only 13.
But you know what? That's a pretty good half.
Yeah, in most nights, right?
Yeah, 13 computes to 26. 7-second differential shot clock, game clock, 101-101. 5 to shoot it, taken by McLeod. He's got to beat Cassell. George. Oh, it's blocked by Robinson. Save to Mason, 5 to get one off for the win. Irvin Johnson, and they call a foul at the other end. Oh, man. With 1.7 left, Irvin Johnson can put Milwaukee ahead.
I tell you what, Wahed got up there and blocked it well. George with the steal. This will be second guess. Do you stop, call a timeout? He thought he had the layup. Great hustle by Robinson.
Good block.
And a great save by Cassell. Now here's the other end. Is this a foul? Boy, I don't know. Not in this situation.
Now Irvin Johnson calmly makes it 102-101. That was a tough free throw. That's his first point of the game.
Now the question, do you brick it off the rim and make a scramble and take clock off? Or shoot an air ball.
Van Exel with Mark Pope on him. No shot, never got it off, didn't matter. And the Nuggets will waste a 44-point effort by Van Exel. They were ahead by 15. And they ended up losing 102-101. Irvin Johnson, 1 point in the whole game, and it wins it for Milwaukee. Tough one. We'll be back with more from Pepsi Center, but right now we send it to our studios. Gordy Hershiser, Tim Ring. Take it away, guys.